bit more on this plot to submit false slates of electors. How was that supposed to work? Joining me now to walk us all through it, CNN senior legal analyst Elie Honig. So Elie, we rely on you to break this down because this can be a little convoluted and a little complicated. So this effort to overturn the election, the people behind it, right, people pushing it, actually said that they had the Constitution on their side. So explain that argument. Are they right?
So, yes, Erica, that was the argument. No, they were not right, however. Article 2 of the Constitution tells us each state legislature does have the power to decide how that state will apportion its electoral votes. However, what it does not say is that after that process has been completed, if the legislature doesn't like the outcome, they can go in and change it. That's essentially what Donald Trump's people were asking these state legislatures to do. They all had passed laws saying whoever wins the popular vote in the state gets all the electoral votes. That's that. You can't just go in afterwards and say, well, we don't like it, so we're going to change it. Now, this effort to try to pressure state officials to throw over the electoral votes, it was a coordinated 7-state effort focused on Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. Why did they choose these 7 states? First of all, they were all swing states. Second of all, they all went for Joe Biden. And third of all, 5 of these 7 states had Republican-controlled legislatures. And so the pitch seemed to be, hey, we're Republicans, you're Republicans, do us a solid, throw us the votes. Fortunately, for our democracy, Republican state officials in those states were not on board.
So a really important part of this plan, right, was to use these fake electors. I mean, this was key here. This is going to be a major focus today for the committee. How was this plan going to work?
So ordinarily, the way it's supposed to work is after a state has certified its election outcome, they fill out a fairly routine document. Here's the actual certification from the state of Georgia 2020. It says the person we voted for, Joe Biden, he gets all 16 of our electoral votes, and here's the signatures of the 16 electors. That form then gets sent into the National Archives. What this fake elector scheme did was essentially take the same form, they tweaked the format a little bit, and they said they changed who won to Donald Trump, and they had a different slate of 16 electors who signed it. Now, some of the forms did say we're just submitting this in case the courts rule Donald Trump has won, but others did not say that. That's an important difference.
Who are all the key players? Remind us who the key players behind these efforts.
3 key people to keep an eye on. John Eastman, of course, is the lawyer who came up with this whole plan for how they could try to disrupt the electoral count and steal over certain states. Rudy Giuliani, we know, was the central coordinator for this 7-state plan. This was not 7 states acting independently. It wasn't a hit. Representative Adam Schiff told Dana Beacon that they do have evidence tying Donald Trump to this fake elector scheme.
What that actually means, of course, what the tying is what everybody wants to know. As you look at all of this, there is understandable outrage from a lot of people. Can anyone be charged here?
Well, will anyone? We don't know. Can anyone? We do know that 2 very important prosecutors will be watching what happens today. The United States Attorney General Merrick Garland, the Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis. This could be relevant criminally in 2 ways. One, it could be evidence of a broader scheme to defraud the United States of a full and fair election. That would have to fall to DOJ. Second of all, submitting these fake elector documents. If the idea was let's trick the government, that's also a federal crime. Just the same way as it's a crime to lie to the FBI, to submit a false document to the Treasury Department. If you submit a false form, and remember, these forms were mailed to the National Archives, that also could be a federal offense.
All right, we'll be watching for all that. Elie, appreciate it as always, my friend. Thank you. Well, one member